Hey everybody, Steve here from The Varied Life, and we're going to do a Gundam ATST paint job. So let's hang out of your hats and get started on this new series. Okay everybody, we're back and looking over some of the results of our Star Wars Gunpla, whatever Mad Mix model that this is. I think it's coming out okay. I changed the setting on the camera. Actually, it was recording in Cinematone, which gave it a lot brighter colors, and this is more, I set it to normal, so we're starting to see a better representation of what it actually looks like. So we got some color and some contrast, but I want to draw out because the gray and the green are pretty close, and so what I'm thinking is use this gunmetal on those metal parts, and I think those will, and bam. Yeah, the gunmetal, I think that will look a lot better, and we'll get a little bit of shine, and we'll get a little bit of contrast. It's a little bit darker, so I think we're gonna go with the gunmetal here. And with that, I'll just go ahead and we're gonna have a little bit there. So let's just go ahead and let me see if I can make sure I get this clear. And let's see how this works out. How do you think about that? I think that's going to look good, I think, personally. That's going to turn out pretty good. Of course, I got to touch up the black a little bit, but that looks a hell of a lot better than what it was before compared to that. More contrast. Nice, good stuff. So, let's see if we can... So apparently, we're going to go over all the gray and redo all that. Imagine that. What do you think? I think that looks a heck of a lot better than what it was before. I think we'll continue on, and whatever the gray parts are, we'll hit those. There we have it. I think that looks a lot better as far as contrast. I think that'll turn out good, and putting in the small little details. Probably have to go back through on all of this here, repaint that green because I got a lot of splotches, and I might even, I don't know, see if I can put like some little resin putty or something to make some, because some of those bolts around that side are not there. Same thing. This side turned out better, but get a fine detail brush and do this gunmetal on all of those pieces as well. So yeah, that's what we got going on. I think that will work out well. Alrighty, that's what we end up having so far. Looks kind of good. We're going to do a little bit more details and get some of the smaller stuff. So with that, kind of zoom in. We're going to get these little details like that. We also have the details up here. We're going to get So now that we finished up doing the colors, I want to put a little bit more detail, and you can either do some shading or you could kind of paint on some stuff. I found that shades and washes do really well for creating depth, kind of getting into the crevices of the model without going through a lot of paint or detailing that would take a lot of time. A great wash can bring out some good details, and it's very efficient, it's very fast, and it works really well. So now that we've got a little bit of wash on there, we'll just put some on the brush. We're going to start off on the top here. So we're just kind of brush this in, and what you'll end up seeing is that the dark wash will go into the recesses, and you'll kind of get that highlight area of the bright colors and the recessed areas with the wash, and that'll really bring out a contrast on the model and the different parts. So it gives a little bit more, kind of breaks up the color, and I think it works out really well. So we're going to continue doing this. If there's too much wash, you can always kind of dry your brush and then go back, and you can suck up some of that wash from some of those areas like you see me doing here. So it's pretty forgiving, especially when it's still wet. And even if it dries, you can go through and wet your brush and, you know, kind of fix some areas that were too dark. We're going to go on to the top hatch here and just kind of put a little bit of this around the edges and some areas. And again, all that is going to create some more depth of field, I think. And, you know, some shadow areas, we kind of get that type of effect. And it's just more appealing to the eye, I think. And so I think shades and washes are pretty cool. You know, the more I use them, the more I like them. And especially if you're doing a grim dark type of look, washes are great for that. You know, they're also good for a number of other things, you know, like skin tones and, you know, showing some worn areas, or, you know, just some darker areas, like if you're doing capes or things like that, recesses, you can really get a pretty decent combination of light and dark by using washes. So we're going to continue on with this, and we'll kind of do some fast forward action through the rest and show you what we got. Alrighty, we're back. What we ended up doing so far, as you can see, we did a little bit of wash on here, and before we do the wash on the green, what we're going to end up doing is doing some edge highlighting. So kind of a throwback to Warhammer type stuff, to where you would put a lighter color on the edges. So that's what we're going to end up doing. And since we started off with an army green, a little bit of a lighter shade would be the scaly hide. So that's what we're going to be using for the edge highlighting, and we'll see how it works out. I don't know, it might turn out good, might be kind of messed up, I'm not sure. We'll just give it a shot, and worst case scenario, we just paint over it. That's the worst that can happen. So, and we will start. Let's go ahead and get this zoomed in and we can see what we're doing. And all we want to do is we just want to run the brush across. So we'll just kind of do a light little color there. Right on the side, on that edge, and we'll get that there. So, just to give it a little bit of detail, so that way we got a little bit of separation to kind of hide the fact that it's so much green. And you just want to kind of separate that out. And I'm not too worried about being exact, so I don't want it a perfect line, because I think that actually adds a little bit to the distressed look. So it doesn't have to be perfect. So you can have some little blemishes and everything in there. So we'll just kind of continue on with the edging. See how this goes. So we kind of got that there. So we got a little bit of, we need to probably do a little bit more, but it all depends on how you angle your brush, at least what I'm finding out, versus, and how much paint is on your brush. Just get a little bit of breakup of all that green. Just kind of run this down. Just to add a little bit of detail there. See that. So we get a little bit of, this breakage here is going to be interesting. And you could even use this to accentuate like cracking and things like that. So kind of what we end up seeing there, to give it a little bit more color, a little bit more detail. At least that's what they tell me. As I am still new to painting. So I just kind of look online, see some stuff that I like, watch some videos that people recommended, and yeah, you just kind of go that route. I could go through and I'll probably do the inside edge as well, but we'll just concentrate on the outside edges for right now. I think it's looking out good. Not bad. We got kind of an inside edge on there to where it actually split. So we will do that as well. I think we need a little bit more. Yeah, you can kind of end up seeing that. It turns out pretty good. So anyway, we're going to continue on and do the rest of this, which is going to take a couple of sessions, that's for sure. So, okay, there you have it. We're finishing up on this little part here. With the edge highlighting, it's coming together pretty well. Make sure you like and subscribe to check out the future videos, and we'll see you then. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to stay up to date with what's going on with us, The Buried Life, as we're retired in Korea. We'll see you on the next video. Peace.